A lot of people feel human rights, this is a Western concept and nothing to do with us. But actually human rights is very basic in every society. Women don't get the rights that they have in Islam for inheritance rights, and we've started an awareness campaign already for that, telling women that they have a right to inheritance. But the problem there is women are not documented. A lot of women in the rural areas don't have identity cards, and we are now trying to evolve a program as to how to get women, especially in the rural areas who give birth in their homes, to register their children. We are formalizing what we call the ADRs, the alternate dispute resolution. Now that would bring in many ways the jirgas into the mainstream. So once they come into the mainstream, they will be regulated also. ADR systems, if they are formalized, may actually stop the abuse that presently prevails, because jirgas are unfettered. There's nothing that controls or sort of restricts them, or there's no law governing how they should function. But if you can bring them into the mainstream and have prescribe how they should function and who should be members of it, I think that will go to a large extent, because there are certain traditional ways of life that will take time to disappear. But while they take time to disappear, you can regulate them. You can see that they don't become instruments of abuse and misuse. Most of these madrasas don't do anything. They're neither radical nor do they do anything. Families have put their kids there because they get one meal a day at least, they're assured of. So you have kids in most madrasas ranging from the age of 7 and 8 right up to 20 or 18 at least, and they have 2 teachers. So what do you think? There's a large amount of our children in madrasas. What we want to do is to mainstream them and upgrade their educational system, because if we educate them, we provide them with a chance of getting jobs. You can't just abandon them. That's a bulk of your poor students. The Prime Minister has ordered the Law Ministry to form a law to protect the people of Kachi Abadis. Demolition work that presently, for example, is going on in Islamabad is not going to target the Kachi Abadis at all. The Prime Minister is categorical about that. Laws have to be formed to be able to give protection and give rights to the people who are living in Kachi Abadis. This is one, and this ties in, of course, with our housing program of the government to build X number of houses. First and foremost, we need to again make clear through statements from the Prime Minister, from an awareness campaign about our constitution, which recognizes all citizens having rights in Pakistan. Also, I think that there needs to be more interaction between the different faiths we have in Pakistan. There is supposed to be an interfaith ministry which is part of the religious affairs ministry. Over the decades we've seen nothing. They have not done anything on promoting interfaith harmony. That part has been neglected. One of the biggest challenges is to implement or ensure implementation of the laws. I'll give you a very interesting example. We were in the last parliament, the law was passed, juvenile justice law. Now that requires setting up separate juvenile courts. It requires setting up homes for juveniles so that they don't go and serve in the normal prisons with adult criminals. The courts have not been set up, the homes have not been established. They're part of the law. So now we in the cabinet meeting, we requested the Prime Minister, and the Law Ministry has been told that please implement and enforce what the law requires, build up the structures. We have signed a number of international conventions and we have not updated our laws. We have, for example, I just dug out the anti-torture law, which had been lying in the Interior Ministry since 2013. We need to pass that law because we have signed the Convention Against Torture. And what I discovered was that a lot of laws have been passed, and the part of the problem we see in Pakistan is non-implementation of laws. So there's a lot of challenges, and it's exciting, and we have a government that wants to focus on human rights.